In the past year, many car brands have exited the Chinese market. Recently, Borgward, China, Co., Limited, a German automaker with a century-old history, added bankruptcy examination information. The company has had a troubled journey since entering the Chinese market. According to the court's ruling, Borgward applied for bankruptcy liquidation to the Beijing First Intermediate People's Court, citing the inability to pay off its due debts and insufficient assets to pay off all debts, and the court accepted the application. Borgward, China, Co., Limited was established in July 2015. Currently, the company has failed to pay off debts exceeding 400 million Chinese yuan, and there are multiple related information on executed orders and restricted consumption orders. Its parent company, Beijing Borgward Automotive Company, Limited, has also applied for bankruptcy examination. Data shows that the Borgward brand originated in Germany and has a nearly century-long history. In 1961, it declared bankruptcy due to reasons such as a broken capital chain. Nearly half a century later, the Chinese commercial vehicle brand BAIC Motor acquired Borgward for nearly €5 million in 2014. However, this German old-school car company with a history of over a century has been struggling since entering the Chinese market, experiencing crises such as poor sales, changes in shareholders, business suspensions, and debt disputes. According to a report by Gemian News on April 23, BAIC Auto once bundled itself with BMW, Mercedes-Benz, and Audi, and promoted itself as the four brothers of German cars. However, many people didn't buy into the marketing hype. Regardless of sales, brand image, product coverage, or core technology, BAIC lags far behind the aforementioned three German car brands. In addition, issues such as fuel consumption significantly higher than comparable models, suspension noise, and insufficient safety configurations made it difficult for consumers to accept. Apart from quality defects, BAIC's after-sales service also had frequent problems, causing the company to lose its previous glory quickly. From 2016 to 2018, BAIC Auto's total sales for 3 years reached 106,900 vehicles, with a cumulative loss of 4.014 billion Chinese yuans. In January 2019, BAIC Motor received the Enterprise State-Owned Assets Transaction Certificate from the Beijing Property Rights Exchange, confirming that the company would transfer 67% equity of BAIC Auto to Changsheng Xingye, Xiamen, Enterprise Management Consulting Company, Limited, hereinafter referred to as Changsheng Xingye, with a transfer price of about 3.973 billion Chinese yuans. 2 months after Changsheng Xingye acquired 67% of Beijing Bao's equity, it officially transferred 67% of Beijing Bao's equity to Shenzhou Yush for 4.109 billion Chinese yuans. After the transaction was completed, Shenzhou Yush became the largest shareholder of Beijing Bao, and its subsidiary, Shenzhou Rental, subsequently purchased a large number of Bao's car models, but failed to reverse its declining market trend. After 2020, Bao's sales plummeted. Data shows that Bao sold only 8,740 vehicles in 2020, and it further plummeted to 3,612 vehicles in 2021. On April 8, 2022, BAIC Motor submitted a bankruptcy liquidation application to the First Intermediate People's Court of Beijing. According to the announcement, Bao's net assets were negative 2.29 billion Chinese yuans, and its assets were significantly smaller than its liabilities. Green Go Motors claimed external financing of billions, ending up becoming a farce in the history of car making. Another disappeared car brand, Green Go Motors, was once hailed as a billion-dollar financing unicorn in the car-making industry. Due to financial pressure, the company was unable to sell a single car and had its business license revoked. According to a report by 21st Century Economic Report, on May 17 of last year, the Market Supervision and Administration Bureau of Huangpu District, Shanghai, issued a notice stating that Green Go Motors had its business license revoked. The reason was that the company had not opened for business for more than 6 months without a legitimate reason or had stopped operating for more than 6 consecutive months after opening. Green Go Motors had claimed that it would go public in 2021 to 2022. However, in March 2020, Green Go Motors sold 60% of its shares to Henan Provincial State-Owned Assets Supervision and Administration Commission for a price of 20.1986 billion yuan. 1 year later, the state-owned enterprise chose to abandon the investment, and Green Go Motors entered bankruptcy liquidation proceedings. In the end, Green Go Motors was unable to become a reality. Singulito Motors has accumulated 17 billion yuan in financing, but the showcased car models have yet to hit the market. Singulato Motors, once hailed as China's Tesla, also faced bankruptcy due to insufficient funds. On July 12, 2022, Daiwai Automotive Engineering Technology, Shanghai, Co., Limited applied to the Beijing First Intermediate People's Court for compulsory bankruptcy reorganization of the Xiaoxing Technology, Beijing, Co., Limited. Singulato Motors was established in 2014 and has received over 17 billion yuan in financing to date. After obtaining financing, Singulato Motors began to build its own production line and announced plans to start mass production of its cars soon. In April 2017, Singulato Motors unveiled its first model, the A6. However, to this day, the model has yet to hit the market. In addition, Singulato Motors had announced plans to invest in building factories in Chongqing, Anhui, Suzhou, Jiangsu, and Zhuzhou, Hunan, from 2015 to 2019. However, none of them were built in the end. Rumors of finding a manufacturer such as Beijing Automotive Group to produce cars also failed to materialize, and in the end, Singulato Motors did not obtain the qualification to produce cars. Guangzhou Fiat Chrysler, GAC FCA, has gone bankrupt, leading to the Jeep brand's exit from the Chinese market. In 2022, the Chinese automotive industry underwent a major reshuffling, with 3 Sino-foreign joint ventures exiting the Chinese market, GAC FCA, including the Jeep brand, GAC Honda, and Volkswagen Skoda. On November 3, 2022, GAC Fiat Chrysler Automobiles Company, Limited, GAC FCA, officially applied for bankruptcy to the Intermediate People's Court of Changsha, Hunan Province, which also means that GAC FCA, including the Jeep brand, will withdraw from the joint venture model and exit the Chinese market. Public information shows that GAC FCA was established in March 2010 with a total investment of about 17 billion Chinese yuan, with GAC Group and Fiat Chrysler Automobiles, FCA, later merged with PSA Group to form Stellantis Group, each holding a 50% stake. The company is headquartered in Changsha, Hunan, and has produced Fiat and Jeep brand vehicles. On July 18, 2022, Stellantis Group and GAC Group announced on their official websites that they were in negotiations to orderly terminate the joint venture. On October 31, 2022, GAC FCA announced that it was applying for bankruptcy liquidation in a state of losses. Guangqi Honda has announced its decision to withdraw from the Chinese market. However, its brand Acura is still performing well in the United States. Currently, Acura's official website has ceased operation, and its models are no longer produced or sold. Multiple indications suggest that Acura, as a sub-brand of GAC Honda, has come to an end as an independent development era in China. According to data, Acura is a high-end automotive brand under the Japanese Honda Motor Company, which once competed for the top spot in the U.S. imported luxury car market. Acura entered the Chinese market in 2006 and began cooperation with GAC in 2016, transitioning from import to a joint venture. After being produced domestically, Acura became one of the fastest-growing luxury brands in the Chinese market, with total sales exceeding 16,300 vehicles in 2017, reaching its peak since entering China. During the pandemic, Skoda's sales have suffered a significant decline. According to a report from German magazine Automobile Woche on December 11 last year, Skoda CEO Klaus Selmer said that Skoda is considering exiting the Chinese market and will make a final decision next year. Previously, there were rumors that Skoda had disbanded its marketing team in China, and the R&D team would also be disbanded. Skoda Auto is a subsidiary of the Volkswagen Group in Germany. Since entering the Chinese market in 2005, Skoda's sales, which are based on German-style cars, have been rising, and it is called cheap Volkswagen by consumers. In 2019, Skoda sold 282,000 vehicles in China. In 2020, sales fell to 173,000, and in 2021, they dropped to just 71,000, falling below 100,000 vehicles for the first time. In the first 11 months of 2022, Skoda's cumulative sales were only 40,000 vehicles.